GCExperts. I didn't realize I had a schedule for about 30 minutes from now. So I've got it open if you still want to do Zoom, or we can just talk on the phone, whatever you want to do.
6 of one, a half does the other to me. I was having an issue getting logging into the link, and I didn't know, because all of a sudden I get the thing starting at 12 o'clock instead of 12:30. I was like, okay, well, we're starting a little early. That's fine.
Oh, that was I think 12 o'clock Central Standard Time, because I think you're on the East Coast. But regardless, hey, we're on the phone. How can I help you?
Trying to figure out how to get involved with this. I've been banging nails my whole life, and just tired of being getting a runaround lately. I don't mind doing the runaround if there's money involved, but getting the runaround without money involved gets kind of frustrating.
Well, tell me what kind of work you've been doing.
Let's see, take it from foundation work to garage doors to kitchens, bathrooms, dormers, extensions, commercial work, metal framing, acoustical ceilings.
Okay, so you speak
everything.
The language of a contractor. So, look, you're overqualified for my stuff. What I never know what people have watched or not watched coming into a conversation like this. So what?
Right.
Tell me kind of the journey, how you ended up in this phone call with me.
We're trying to look for well, obviously government contracts paying prevailing wage. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is significantly higher than just about anything else out there, and being able to obviously profit margin change, everything else, but securing contracts for long term, getting on a job, doing being there for being able to set up shop and get stuff done and complete a contract. I mean, just in the spectrum of what's going on now in the industry, I mean, it's everybody who comes here puts on a hammer loop and they become an instant contractor. So I'm tired of doing cleanup stuff after everybody else. Like I'm on a customer's house right now as I'm talking to you, and we had somebody put a $38,000 Band-Aid to stop water flow into the house, which was completely wrong. Removed 80 tons of concrete out of the back of the house to stop a water issue while we're digging down and cleaning up a foundation because somebody else did something wrong. You know what I mean? As opposed to walking into something fresh, or even just walking into something as a remodel. It doesn't matter to me, but having control of that and being able to, perform that contract for me would be a lot better than trying to play cleanup after everybody else.
Okay.
Make any sense?
It makes perfect sense to me. It's just, you got to understand that I've been in the construction industry for close to 35 years now.
Same here.
And so what I don't want you to interpret from me, because my personality, I don't want you to interpret from me that I'm argumentative or ever trying to make you feel dumb.
Oh, absolutely not. But I understand, but you need to get my perspective.
I need to ask some penetrating questions, and
sure.
So, in the first one that really pops into my mind is, what do you want to do with the rest of your, professional life? Like what ideally would you want to do?
Well, let's put it this way: I'm 54 years old. I got T-boned 3.5 years ago. And that basically destroyed our business. And we're starting from scratch again. So, dealing with daily migraine and constant cluster headache every day. Migraine hasn't left me since April 29th of 2022. So for me, having to deal with that, I mean, I need to kind of take a little bit of a step back, be able to set up guys to get work done, and be able to manage projects as opposed to performing projects.
Okay, so that is the perfect answer. And now we're really gonna talk here, okay? How much time and effort, like, you didn't wake up when you were 10 years old and go, hey, someday I want to run crews and be a construction contractor. That wasn't what you were thinking when you were 10, right?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I worked New York City EMS. I worked the fire department. I worked the carpenters union. I worked
okay, but
all different unions.
But every one of those things, every one of those things that happened, somebody said to you from their perspective, hey, if you did this, you could probably make some money at it. Because, eventually a man at 16, 18, 20, or at some point in a man's life, he goes, holy shit, you can use money to buy things. I want to buy things, and therefore I need to get some money. Okay?
Right.
And so
I got caught in that trap.
you sure did, okay? And so what happens is you start to look at different ways to make money over time. And what I'm going to do is provide you some perspective on this, which is how much time did you invest to get to where you're currently at to have an expected return? In other words, once you learned how to use a hammer, you didn't have to learn that anymore. Once you learned
Correct.
how to hire guys and put them on a crew, you didn't have to learn that anymore. But you did
Correct.
have to learn that in order. So how much time cumulative do you think that you put in order to learn how to make a return on that investment of time and money that it took to? If you just had to guess, there's no wrong answer here.
Probably about 5, 6 years.
Okay, 5, 6 years of your life dedicated to just learning how to turn around and make a return on that education. That's fine.
Well,
That's
being self-taught, being autodidact with
sure.
this, it was.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you another question, and this is going to be with maybe some sarcasm.
Go right ahead. I love sarcasm.
I created a video that teaches you how to find, bid, negotiate, and perform federal government constructions. And I made that video for free. And when you signed up to get a Zoom with me, it said, watch this video first prior to talking to Sean.
Right.
Tell me what your 4 options are when the federal government tries to award you a federal contract.
I hadn't been able to open the link.
To watch a YouTube video.
Correct. It came back as bad link, 8404 bad link. So it came up on my end. But not for nothing, I've been having issues with my phone. We just swapped carriers. So I don't know if there was an issue with how it was read from the phone.
Stand by 1 second. Stand by.
Just like the Zoom meeting link.
That's okay. We're going to get to the bottom of this right now.
No, I appreciate that.
Your number is 704-207?
3659er. Yep.
Okay. This is the second time I've now texted this link to you. So I want you to check your text messages and click that link and just tell me if it plays or not.
Here's a different number it came from. Yeah, the first one they got a totally different value to it. Okay. Michael has many questions. There we go. Yep, it's popping up.
Okay. What I'm going to ask you to do, and I don't care if you do it today, tomorrow, next week, or 5 years from now. I don't care when. That video is 1 hour long. I want you to sit down and pay real close attention to everything that I say in that video.
Okay.
When you're done, this is my personal cell phone number that I've called you from.
Okay.
If you still want to talk to me, pick up the phone and call me. I will answer any question you could ever have about federal government construction.
I appreciate that. I will take care of that today, this evening.
Okay, I answer my phone till about 10 o'clock at night. So
I'll give you a shout tomorrow. I'm not gonna bother you at 9, 10 o'clock at night. Well, you have a family and everything else you got to take care of.
You wouldn't be bothering me, I assure you. And in fact, people do call me in the evenings because that's when, look, in the construction business, we're a little bit unique. And let me explain to you what I mean by that. most people in this world work for somebody else. If you go down and look at the number of businesses in your town, there's way more people than there are businesses. Okay? But construction contractors are even more unique because the buck stops with us. We're the guys that we're going to solve all the problems. We're going to answer all the questions. We're the guys that sit up at 11 o'clock at night as we're laying our head in bed going, holy shit, I hope the steel shows up next week. Oh my God, I hope Joe shows up to work tomorrow. Okay. And it gets even more unique because our business is so unique, the construction business. Even our best friends, we can't really bounce our problems off to them because they don't really understand what it means to be a construction business owner.
Correct.
They can't offer you perspective. Not even your best friend can really help you. I'm the guy that has had that over my entire career, that you can just pick up the phone and call me and run some scenarios by and get meaningful perspective back. That's why I make myself so available.
Appreciate that. You there, Sean?
I am.
I'm sorry, I thought I lost you for a second. No, I greatly appreciate that. That's an amazing thing that you do. And that's something that's obviously been very beneficial to guys like me and other guys in the industry. There's no question about that.
Yeah, because you can't just go down to your competitor, open up his door and go, hey, how the fuck are you guys doing this?
Right.
But you can pick up the phone and call me and say, how the fuck are they doing that?
Right. Right.
Okay?
Exactly. No, it makes perfect sense, and I appreciate the fact that you do that. That's just incredible.
Yeah.
And it's tough being in this spot and having to rely on somebody else, something I've never had to do my whole life. You know what I mean?
That's right. And the problem is when you were successful, okay, if I tried to have this phone call with you then, you're like, who the fuck are you? Who fucking cares what you're doing? Look at how much success I'm having. Fuck you. You
Right.
don't have anything I need to know.
Right.
And then, because I've always said, nobody ever calls me if their life is fucking perfect.
No.
Okay.
Why would they? Yeah. Or at least if they think it's perfect and don't look at other options.
Okay.
I'm the person who always looks at other options.
Well,
There
I'm the
has to
guy
be a
that
better
helps
way.
people put everything back together in a much better way.
Awesome. Awesome. That's incredible. I appreciate that. So with the video, it's going to give obviously run through explanations, 4 things to do for the acceptance of a contract. I saw just looking through some of the transcript briefly as we were talking about it. Is there anything I need to think about while I'm watching the video other than
just have an open mind and understand that I teach from public sources. Like, I make the guy in the video look something up on Google and I make him read it sentence by sentence, because I want to make sure that look, if you go out tomorrow and you get a $200,000 home build or something, okay, is there any evidence that you got that contract, or is that contract private, sitting in your private filing cabinet?
Well, the contract's private.
That's right. But every contract I ever got in my career, is that private or public?
Well, from the government side, no, it's public. You got to open it up for the GO. You got to make
That's
sure that
right. It's public. We, the people, get to see
to.
how our federal government is spending money. So do you think I would ever lie about any contract I ever got?
No.
Absolutely not.
I can verify it. Not if I can go check and verify. No, he doesn't have that contract. He's full of shit.
That's right. And I would never allow that to happen. But in the same way, the guys that I've taught this system to, do you think I'd ever lie about any contract they've ever gotten?
No, because it's verifiable information.
That's right. That's why I'm so transparent to everybody that I talk to, because I can back it up by public sources.
Right.
Okay?
Here's the one we won for the FBI building in Charlotte, North Carolina, blah, 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 whatever it may be.
That's right. All public information. If you had to replace a 3-ton air conditioner this afternoon, how much would you expect to pay to have that 3-ton air conditioner replaced?
Oh, $1,800 a ton
Okay,
in our market. Right.
so less than 10 grand. Now,
Right.
would it surprise you to know that the last 3-ton air conditioner I sold to the federal government, I sold it for $107,000?
No.
And do you believe me?
I can see. I've seen government overspending my whole life.
But do you think within minutes I could show you the actual federal contract that shows the actual dollar amount and the actual scope?
Absolutely.
And if you
Like you
decide to,
said, public information.
that's right, public information. Okay? I'm the guy that teaches you how to be what I was.
Nice. So, Sean, question for you: do you just purely do training, turn people onto this, and obviously there's got to be a percentage to you, which is more than amicable. So I pay percentages. I pay finder fees for jobs now. I mean, when somebody refers me to a customer, and they need work done, and listen, you get 10% off and everything else. I mean, that's
Look,
all
you're
applicable.
making assumptions, which is
No.
fine.
I'm not. I'm asking a question. I wasn't making an assumption.
No, you said obviously this is how this works. You get a percentage of the blah 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 blah. Okay,
Right.
and that's an assumption. Okay.
Okay. Well,
Because I could easily turn around and say, no, that's bullshit. I do everything for free.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let's not make assumptions, but let me tell you, offer you some perspective. Okay.
Okay.
If you went out this afternoon and you won the lottery and it was $30 million cash after taxes and everything. Now you got $30 million.
Right.
You can tell me right now what you would do in the first 24 hours. You might even be able to tell me what you would do in the first week or even in the first 6 months.
Right.
I can tell you what you would be doing after 6 months. Because you might buy an RV, you might travel around the country, you might get on an airplane, go see some cool things in the world. But what happens to people that make real wealth is we all end up back at home.
Yes, I agree.
One way or another, we all end up back at home, and then it's, what am I going to do today? Am I going to sit by the pool and drink beer all day today? Am I going to go sit in the hot tub? What am I going to do today? So then it comes down to, what are you passionate about? I think if you watch enough of my videos, listen to enough of my phone recordings, you'll find out that I'm really passionate about one thing: federal government construction. And so
Gotcha.
I've decided that for 2 hours every day, I'm going to talk to people like you about federal government construction. That's what I enjoy doing. I don't do it for the money. I don't do it for the glory. I don't need to pressure anybody into anything. In fact, what I consider my job to be is to open people's eyes as to what this is and what this isn't.
Nice.
At the end of that video, the guy asked me, what is your motivation? And I explain it to him in a little bit different way, but I would encourage you to watch that video all the way to the end.
I will. I will take care of that this evening. I will absolutely take care of that this evening.
Anything else?
No, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate you giving me a shout. And yeah, sorry for the frustration. I've been having some issues on this end with this.
That's okay.
Technology is not my friend.
Tech shit can be worked out. That's just that can be worked out.
That's cool. So, what's your availability tomorrow?
Here's my rule. If I'm awake and I can hear the phone ring, I answer it.
Right.
I just called you from my personal cell phone number. If I'm awake and I can hear it ring, I answer it. Notice how that has nothing to do with what time or availability.
Correct. Okay. That's easy enough. They're very easy. So let me take care of this tonight. I will run through this whole video tonight. I'm probably going to do it twice just to make sure I digest everything. That's just one of my things I do. I constantly go over things to make sure everything's spot on and notate everything. So I will take care of that this evening. And what I'll do is I'll give you a text and let you call me back at your will.
Okay, sounds good.
Sean, thank you very much for your time, man. I really appreciate the help. And like I said, trying to rebound from these past 3.5 years has just been an arduous process. So I can't thank you enough for the candor and and the assistance with this. It's really it's a great feeling because I'm always the first person to I was the guy running into fires to help people. I'm always the first person. If I can do anything to help anybody, I'm right there. So again, like I said, when I say I appreciate you, it's wholehearted because I'm the same type of person.
All right, Patrick.
So Sean, thank you. You have an absolutely wonderful afternoon, and I will reach out to you tomorrow.
Okay, take care.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.